Hi guys, welcome to this video. I'm Prashant, I'm the founder of Wordpandit, and I'm bringing this video to you where I'm going to explain you the three basic P's of CAT VARC prep. This is a strategy or motivation video. You can call it a Gyan video, you can call it anything for that purpose. But remember, these three P's are critical, and if you're starting out with your CAT VARC prep, you've got to keep this in mind. In fact, this is applicable for verbal ability and reading comprehensions across the spectrum, across the board. You might be preparing for any exam. You would require these three qualities. Which are these three qualities that you require? Which are these three qualities that you've got to stick to in this particular case? What is it that you've got to invest your time into? Ingredient number one: persistence. This is the first thing. Persistence, perseverance. You need to be very persistent. You need to be very persevering. You need to be as stubborn, as dogged as a donkey, right? Literally every single day. What do you need to do? You need to read daily. You should not forget, you need to read daily. You need to practice daily. Practice RCs, practice questions. Keep reading, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep analyzing and absorbing content on a daily basis. Remember, this is super critical. You've got to build daily habits for knowledge absorption. The human brain is a funny creature. It has a finite limit for learning things, right? You might have to, mathematically speaking, learn a sum total of 100 things in VARC, right? This is just a number, right? Or you can look at it as 100% things, right? So you just need to learn 100 things. The thing is, even if you give all your time in the world, say 7 days flat out, and absorb these 100 things, you will realize that you're not able to retain and absorb and understand this content. What works best with VARC is you consume on a daily basis. One or two things on a daily basis, you read them, you practice your RCs, you analyze and absorb that content. I say analyze and absorb, you try to understand it, you try to break it down, you put in some reverse analysis of sorts, try to go up and look up those terms that you are discovering, new and alien things that you are discovering, things you've never read before, and try to increase and expand your knowledge base, right? So your knowledge base, KB, we are going to label it down as KB. Knowledge base has to be continuously expanded, and that is what your attempt has to be on a daily basis. And in order to do this, you need to be persistent, you need to persevere, right? You need to be at it all the time. You need to display this tenacity in you, and that is super critical. Thing number two that you require, ingredient number two that you require, this might sound a little strange, is passion. What do I mean by passion? I'm not asking you to be a theater or a film actor here. I'm not asking you to be a singer. I'm not asking you to be a poet. I'm not asking you to do anything creative in the world. I'm asking you to prepare for VARC. Then where does passion come into the picture? Remember, you've got to discover your passion and reason for learning, right? There has to be a purpose. Why do you want to do this? Now, what is going to happen is, if you don't have a reason for learning, if you don't want to, for example, you might want to learn more about the world of finance. You might be genuinely intrigued about it. So you can start with this, right? You can make your learning objective as finance, how the world is connected to it. Now you can look at different aspects of finance. You can understand the psychology behind finance. Pick up books and content on psychology of finance, then the economics of finance, right? Then the business side of finance, the politics of finance, the economics of finance. Every stream has these different areas, right? For example, or I'll take up another example, sports. Sports is an area that you're genuinely intrigued by. The psychology of sports, the philosophy of sportsmen, the best sportsmen across the world, the best sports people across the world. What is their philosophy? What is their psychology? What motivates them? Then there is a financial and business aspects of sports, right? Virat Kohli is the biggest brand ambassador in the world. I think he's in the top 25 athletes as far as Instagram accounts go, and he's got like 95 million subscribers as of today. I can't counting. Big brand value. How does that correlate with finance and economics? Go out there and discover all this content. Run some researches. Use Google effectively. Use YouTube. Use Wiki. Build your knowledge. Have that passion and interest in learning new stuff, right? And then convert that passion for learning into multifaceted learning. Don't stick to one aspect of a particular stream. Try to pick up multiple aspects. And as you will see, for example, when you start correlating philosophy and psychology with sports, you might actually genuinely get interested in psychology and philosophy from a larger picture, from a wider perspective. And that's how you build your interest and hunger for learning. And that is where passion kicks in. That is what you require. So that's thing number 2. Thing number 3, probably the most critical skill of them all: patience. Why do you need patience? Patience is super critical. It's actually, you cannot do without it, for the simple reason improvement in VARC is not tangible, right? When I say it's not tangible, it's not something that you can observe. It does not easily translate into marks, or it does not easily translate into techniques, shortcuts, methods, tricks that you can directly employ. So for example, if you pick up, say, a topic in mathematics, say algebra, right? You can now identify, for example, you are learning linear and quadratic equations. Even if you might not have that natural instinct for functions or linear equations or quadratic equations, you can learn the steps for solving the problems, you can learn shortcuts, you can learn tricks, you can learn the concepts, you can learn the methods for approaching questions. In VARC, you cannot do that, right? There is no algorithm, there is no series of steps. It's about understanding content, and that requires time. Hence, at any stage of your preparation, you cannot lose hope. You cannot expect instant results. You cannot expect that you studied for 1 week, the next week, the following week, you're going to be super awesome and you're going to like ace the mocks or the test. That's not going to happen. So you cannot get impatient. You cannot expect instant results. You cannot lose hope, which takes us back to slides 1 and 2. In order to maintain consistency of effort, you require passion. And most importantly, you need to persevere. You need to be persistent. You need to stick to the process of knowledge gain, process of expanding your knowledge. The moment you do that, you build your skills and you improve. So that's what you've got to do. These are the 3 P's of VARC prep. I'm Prashant. I'm the founder of Wordpandit. We run awesome courses for CAT VARC training as well as VAT GDPI prep. Our courses are based on these 3 P's. We make sure that you put in a lot of work, you put in the hard yards, and that is how you learn and expand your knowledge. Hopefully, so you had a great time watching this video. As always, happy learning, and thank you very much for watching this video.